You know, the Duke Energy Center holiday trains at the Cincinnati Museum have been linked to the Christmas season for decades. Aside from bringing smiles to kids, both young and young at heart, it played a key role in World War II.
You're riding the rails of history.
B&O Railroad had a model building contest for its employees in 1936.
The result is something so many of you have enjoyed year after year.
This track plan here is the original main line.
Tom Bredestegge is one of the train masters here at Holiday Junction.
Since I was 3 years old, I was in love with trains.
That love carried over into the Army when he was stationed in Germany.
And I worked with all the Army movements by rail.
Now he's moving a much smaller, scaled-down version. To you and I, at first glance, this may just look like another train set, but in the early 40s, the U.S. government saw something else, created by B&O employees.
When World War II broke out in 1942, the military came to them and said, how much of this is real? Well, they said everything is real.
It was used for a training platform for the Army of Corps Engineers to teach them how to run rail yards.
Ross Warfield is a Navy veteran and works with the trains here at the junction. His mother worked for the Army during World War II.
My mother's job when she was in the Army in World War II in the Pentagon was to ship railroad engines over to Europe and to Russia.
The train set itself is built to prepare new operators, down to the finest detail.
All the relays that were used in the control cabinets were the actual relays that they used out on a real railroad.
Though those old relays have since been replaced by modern technology.
This train here just passed this signal, so that signal is red. So any train coming up here will stop ahead of the red signal.
The signals you see here are exact duplicates of what you might still see at some area crossings today.
Some people just walk through and glance at it. Other people stop and ask questions. Yeah. And those people who stop and ask the questions, those are the ones who are really interested and are really amazed with what we have here.
The set moved to Cincinnati after the war in 1946. Members of the Cincinnati Railroad Club helped maintain dozens of rail cars and antique engines, keeping the clickety-clack history of the rails going.
A sense of history and pride, because we are the keepers of the flame, so to speak, because that is a train that has been out there since 1946. We're just the current caretakers.
If you do go and visit the trains this year, take a moment. Pick the brain of both the veterans and the non-veterans there running the trains. The history you can pick up, and Cincinnati's tie to it all is pretty amazing. And if you have a veteran-centered story, there was the email there, homefront@WCPO.com. I'd love to hear it.
I hope they're passing this on to generations.
It is pretty amazing. You can actually go, they'll teach you how to run the trains too.
Cool.
It's another portion of it.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.